On the latest episode of Policing News, Superintendent Shellon Daniels continued the discussion on domestic violence, focusing on the rights offered to victims under the new Family Violence Act of 2024. She explained that the law protects not only spouses, but also ex-partners, relatives, cohabitants, intimate partners, and guardians. Victims, she stressed, have the right to report abuse, seek protection and occupational orders, and access shelters and legal aid.
In Guyana, basically, the persons who qualify are who those sort of abuse may be perpetrated against is spouses, either present or past ex-spouses. You have siblings, you have relatives now. This act gave us a wide spread of persons. You have relatives, you have former relatives.
Superintendent Daniels rejected the idea that restraining orders are just a piece of paper, making it clear they carry the full authority of the law and must be enforced by police. Within all policing regions, domestic violence is treated with zero tolerance, she said, adding that no officer is allowed to dismiss a report or push for informal settlements. Superintendent Daniels explained that once a report of violation is made, the protection order becomes part of the victim's case file, and the perpetrator can face criminal charges for breaching it.
When you look at it, yes, I would have heard those sayings that it's just a piece of paper, but that is not just any piece of paper, that is a paper with authority. Now, once you're armed with this protection order, the rights are invested in you that if the perpetrator should violate those orders, you immediately call the police, either via the 911 or the Human Services hotline number, which is 914. The police is going to investigate, or they are tasked with investigating that breach.
The renewed message follows her earlier statement that more than 2,000 police officers have now been trained to handle domestic violence cases, supported by the Ministry of Human Services. The training equips officers to respond to physical, sexual, emotional, psychological, and economic abuse, while also linking victims with counseling, legal guidance, and financial maintenance.
As we have over 2,000 police would have been trained by the ministry as it relates to handling and dealing with domestic violence, and the methods of advice that is there to give out to members of the public. So all we can safely say is encourage persons to utilize those avenues. So if you're at home and you know for sure that money is not being filtered into the home one way or the other, you're not shut out. There are systems that are in place. You have the Ministry of Human Services. They are the persons that can guide you and advise you further. And there is redress in the courts under the Domestic Violence Act.
The urgency of this effort is underscored by troubling statistics. By early September 2025, at least 17 women have been killed by their partners. Data from the Ministry of Human Services shows that police received more than 1,800 domestic violence reports in 2023, slightly down from just over 2,000 in 2022. Officials warn that many cases remain unreported, especially in interland regions where cultural norms often silence victims. President Dr. Irfan Ali has pledged to intensify national action, calling domestic violence a scourge that must be eradicated, with expanded shelters, hotlines, and community outreach, and the police force continuing its public education efforts. Superintendent Daniels urged citizens to use the protections available. Make the news while you're alive, she said. Help is available and silence often costs life. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.